Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, we shall see how to add integers. I'm going to go over a few rules of adding integers before we before we look at some examples. To add integers with the same sign, we're going to add the absolute values as the first step. We're going to add the absolute values. And then as a second step, we're going to attach the sign, the positive or the negative sign, at the end of that simplification process. The second rule is if we want to add integers with different signs, positive and negative, that in that type of a situation, we're going to follow these following steps. Find the absolute value of the numbers. We'll find the absolute value of the numbers first. Then we'll subtract the smaller absolute value from the larger absolute value, Then, as a last step, we're going to come back and then attach the sign attach the sign to the solution with the largest absolute value. That is what we're going to do. So these are some of the basic rules which we want to follow as far as adding integers are concerned. So let us look at an example. In here, the example we have here is we want to add -5 to -10. -5 to -10. How do we do this? Step number one. We're going to find the absolute values of these numbers. The absolute value of -5 is 5 units. And the absolute value of -10, there is no negative sign here. The absolute value of -10 is 10 units. Therefore, as step number two, what we're going to do is subtract the smaller absolute value from the larger absolute value. Since we have both of these are positive numbers, we're going to add 5 units to 10 units. When we add 5 to 10, it's going to be 15 units. It's going to be equal to 15 units. And as step number 3, then we're going to attach the sign of the add end with the largest absolute value. The sign for the largest absolute value here what we have is a negative sign. Therefore, -5 plus -10 is going to be equal to -15. So that is how we are going to use the rule to be able to simplify this problem. The other way of understanding this problem is as follows. Let us say you're down by $5. If you're borrowing $10 more from your friend, you'll be down by $15, or you will have a negative balance of $15. So that is another way of understanding the simplification process. As far as the third method, or as far as using your calculators is concerned, let me show you a simple way of simplifying using your calculators. Using calculators. How do we do this? If you were to enter, you have a positive, negative button in your calculators, and if you enter that, and then if you enter 5 plus add this button, you have a positive button and you have a positive negative button like that. And then when you do this operation, your calculator is going to return a number -5. Then you're going to add that to positive. If you enter positive negative button and then enter 10, this operation will, the display on your calculator screen will come out as -10, and when you enter, this is going to come out as -15. Try this out on your calculators and you will see that is how the simplification process is going on using your calculators. The you can use the long method which we talked about, or you can use your calculators to simplify these types of simple problems, to add two integers of this nature. In my next presentation, we shall see more examples on how to add integers.